Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Jason. I want to show you a quick video on how to diagnose a electric scooter with a thermal imager. The issue my daughter's having with hers is when you turn it on, it goes at full throttle. Please excuse my fire detector with a low battery. I have like 8 of them in my house, so it's hard to keep track of all of them, but excuse the noise, it keeps chirping. But the issue she's having is going full throttle. She's not applying the full throttle, and to me that is dangerous. So I put her scooter out of service. And then the first thing I did was I disconnected the throttle control, 3-wire throttle control, from the motor speed controller. Turned on the scooter. It was still acting up. So I suspected there was a MOSFET acting up, but the only way really you can test a MOSFET is by itself. And I don't know if you know, but the MOSFETs are soldered onto the board, so it's kind of hard to test it when you can have capacitors, you know, and things that can power the MOSFET, and you can get an inaccurate reading. So the best way to really test a MOSFET with a meter is to desolder from the board, and you can get accurate results. So what I did was use this handheld thermal imager. Let me go ahead and turn it on. Takes a second. My Snap-on guy, Richie, gave me a good deal on it. So this is a thermal imager. Let me see if I can find the images. Sorry, the video's not that good. I'm trying to do 4K on my GoPro. I have the GoPro mounted on my forehead. I usually use it for a motorcycle, so this is something new. Okay, well, alright, well, either way. Alright, so, I don't know if you can see, but this is the motor speed controller. On the far right, right up here, that's a diode. In the center, you have a MOSFET, and in the far left, you have another MOSFET. Now, if you see in the far left, the temperature difference is pretty great compared to the MOSFET in the center. So that gives me an idea that my issue is right there at this MOSFET. But honestly, when I turned on the scooter and let it run for 10-15 minutes and then looked at the MOSFETs with this thermal imager, the temperature across the MOSFETs were pretty consistent. So what I had to do is I had to hold the brake and put a load on the board, and I was able to get that difference. So after I was able to confirm that there is something going on with that MOSFET, it was safe to desolder from the board and test it with my meter. So here's the MOSFET right here. Okay, you have 3 prongs. I don't know the full specs, but on the far left you have your gate. In the center you have your source. In the far right you have your drain. Now the way you test these, you put your multimeter in diode mode, and you're supposed to put your positive on the source and put your negative on the drain, and test for continuity or some type of reading. But before you do that, you need to hold all 3 prongs, and it turns the switch off inside, and then you test your source and drain, and you shouldn't have a reading. If you have a reading, then you need to go ahead and touch all 3 prongs and turn it off and test the source and drain again. If you still have a reading, that will indicate that your switch is stuck, closed, and that's the reason why we're getting full throttle. Now these MOSFETs from Micro Center are about $5. The Chinese motor speed controller I have in my daughter's scooter is about $15. So instead of soldering on a new MOSFET, I'm gonna just order a new scooter. But yeah, this is an easy way to diagnose things. You know, I work on I'm an automotive technician. I'm also a transit bus technician. So I take diagnostics and troubleshooting very seriously. You know, nothing is worse than just replacing a part and it doesn't work. I test everything out, you know, everything. Even if I'm not working on something and someone else is working on it, I say, where's the old part? Let me test it. And oh man, why you want to test? Because I want to test it. I like to, I like to test everything and see. It's for my knowledge, Why just be a parts replacer? You make no money. You might make some money, but then you will have no people returning to see you because you replace parts and you don't fix nothing. So it's good to, diagnose, troubleshoot the proper way. So I hope this video helps out anyone else that has an issue with a scooter that might have a thermal imager handy. I mean, maybe a temp gun can work. I got a couple temp guns. I spent a lot of money on them, but the differences between a temp gun and a thermal imager, a temp gun, you have about one sensor that reads temperature, and these things you have, a couple thousand sensors. That's how you can get that variation and temperature difference on the screen, So I hope this video helps out. Thank you for watching, and take it easy.